from San Francisco, California. This is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name is Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Friday, August 23rd, 2023. No, it's 2024. And I'm delirious. I have not slept in 3 days. And I'm on beer number probably 6. This is a Devil's Peak Lager. I'm in Capetown, South Africa. It's 2024 and it's day 23 of the Dog Days of Podcasting, where I attempt to do a show a day for the entire month of August. Little bit buzzed tonight at 9:11 p.m. We arrived in Capetown, South Africa around noon today. Last night I went to bed at like 7 o'clock and laid in bed and stared at the ceiling until about 2 a.m. And finally I got up. I was so tired and I said, well, I'm going to go to sleep. It's going to be so easy to fall asleep tonight. And as soon as I laid down, I stared at the ceiling until about 2 a.m. Finally, I got up and ordered room service at the hotel and had a Heineken sent up, and the wife had some kind of booze sent up for her, and took a quarter of an edible, and finally I fell asleep, and we had to get up at 6 a.m. because we were heading to the airport to fly to Cape Town. So I woke up I set the alarm for 5:30. So I finally fell asleep at 2 a.m., so I got 3.5 hours sleep. Once those edibles kicked in, I slept fine. And I'm gonna need to do an edible tonight, I think, but I'm on beer number 7 or something. We went out to eat and met up with friend of the show, Paul Houston, who lives in South Africa, and I met up with him, his friend Mike, and his wife. They are both live in South Africa. I think Mike is from Scotland or somewhere in the UK. And his wife, I think, is from South Africa. Really, really, really nice people. We sat around and drank beers and talked rock. The time flew by. We sat in some fake Irish pub in the waterfront that's called VA Waterfront in Cape Town. I think it's kind of like a fisherman's wharf of Cape Town. But we had a good time. We sat there and just talked rock, and the time flew, and beers flew, and beers flew, and beers flew, or flowed. And finally, I'm back at the apartment in South Africa. We're staying at our friend Sarah's place, who is the woman we know in San Francisco. She's South African, and she has an apartment here, and she said we could stay at her place. We're going to be here for the next probably 3 or 4 days, something like that, probably 3 more days. It's nice to not travel. We have been traveling it's going on 5 days now, and I am fried. But it was nice seeing Paul Houston. Hopefully I'll meet up with him and his friends again. We had a good time. It was fun just talking rock. And he gave me a lot of nice gifts. He gave me a bunch of weed, which I'm going to be smoking as soon as I finish this. He gave me a CD of his band called Four King Ace. He gave me some other stuff. It's in a bag. I have to look at it. I'm a little bit buzzed, and the bag is inside. I'm sitting on the back steps because my wife's staring at the ceiling trying to fall asleep again. I'm going to join her after I finish this, but I'm going to take an edible. And no, I'm not. I'm going to smoke some of Paul Houston's weed that he gave me. It says it's Death Bud, so we'll find out. Yeah, I'm liking South Africa so far. Cape Town, it's a beautiful town. Like any other big city, it's got bums, it's got homeless people sleeping in tents, and it's got people asking for money. Haven't really seen too much of the town yet, but I walked around for a little while on a street called Long Street. There's a bunch of head shops. They call them head shops. I haven't heard that name, head shops, in forever. There's a bunch of backpack hotels and a bunch of bars and restaurants. We went to a oyster place for dinner the wife, me and Brian, my wife Tina, me and Brian, and had some oysters and some fish and chips. It was very delicious. And then I walked across the street to a fake Irish pub called, I can't remember what it's called, Flanny's Irish Pubs or some shit like that. It was a fake Irish pub, but I drank Coronas all night, and they drank whatever beer they were drinking. I think Mike and his wife were drinking Castles, and Paul Houston, I don't know what he was drinking, something stronger. But it was a nice time. Enjoyed talking to them and hanging out. Hopefully I'll see them again. Again, friends, I cannot believe everywhere I go I find at least one person who's a friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I can't tell you how much that does my heart good. The beer I'm drinking right now is Devil's Peak Lager, and I only took one sip. Let me try it again to give you my assessment. It seems to be pretty good. I'm not really a fan of the Castle. Everywhere I've been going so far, I've just been using the old standby Coronas. I'm liking that okay. I saw a big sign at the airport that said, "Time to unwind," and a Corona bottle. I'll post that on the Instagram when I get a chance. So yeah, there's an update. Bruce McMillan, don't worry, friend. I have not forgotten about your audio comment. I will play that probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, in the next couple of days. I've just been traveling, and it's just been wearing my brain out. When you're on like 4 days with no sleep, it does things to your mental capacity. I used to hear that you could plead if you claimed that you haven't slept and you killed somebody and you hadn't slept in like 4 days, you could get away with murder by just claiming that you haven't slept in 4 days. I don't know that that's true, and no, I don't plan on killing anybody, so don't write in telling me that I'm a mass murderer. Speaking of unwinding, all right, it's time for me to go, friends. Thank you for listening to this little update. I hope you're enjoying these dog days of podcasting. Hey, friends, they can't all be winners, but they will be honest. And I'm just giving you my little honest little travel log, like one of the dog days podcasters said they enjoy the travel log. Would I enjoy hearing somebody's travel log? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I guess if I was a fan of theirs or a friend of theirs, I might enjoy the travel log, but probably I wouldn't. So if you want to pass these up, feel free to, friends. I'll try to make it more interesting in the coming days. All right, I'm going to close out with a song. This is Four King Ace, Paul Houston's band. I believe this is a band. I found it on the Four King Ace official YouTube. I'm liking this shortcut on the phone. It allows you to download YouTube videos, and it's been working pretty well. It's a little bit buggy. It's called SLK or something like that. Let me look for it here. Let's see, share. It is called, let's see, more for the geeks out here, the nerds. It is called SWDLT. It's an iPhone shortcut, and it enables you to download audio from a YouTube video, which was it's really helping me a lot, because I can now, if I don't have a song in my iTunes library, I can look for it on YouTube and then download it. And it seems to be working 75% of the time. This is how I found the Four King Ace. Paul did give me his CD, but I don't have any way to transfer CD, so I'm assuming this is his band. This song is called Goodbye to Hollywood. You know the ways to reach me, friend. rockandrollgeek.com. You can email me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Just keep the audio comments coming, because I'm going to run out of travel log stuff here pretty shortly. It's going to be all jungle posts, I'm assuming. Tomorrow we're planning on, I don't know what the plan is. I think we're going to hike up some mountain, and maybe there's a museum right across the street here. There's a beach that you can go to that's got penguins. Do I care about penguins on the beach? No, but I've never seen penguins walking on the beach, so maybe I'll get in my bathing suit and walk on the beach with the penguins. Who knows? All right, other ways to reach me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, rockandrollgeek. Don't ask. I'll talk to you tomorrow, friends. Here's Goodbye to Hollywood from 4 King A. So it was nice hanging out with you, Paul Houston. I hope we get together again soon. They invited me to a barbecue on Sunday, and I said, as long as my wife and Brian are okay going, they call it something else, a benai or something like that. They don't call it a cookout. It's like a benai. Benai? Something like that. My South African ain't me forte, friends. All right, you know the ways to reach me. Please keep the donations coming because I'm running out of money real fast here. I still haven't quite figured out. I'm still over tipping. I just feel cheap if I don't. Is that a love me daddy complex? Maybe. I don't know. You tell me, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, I'm going to shut up and let Paul Houston's band play. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Goodbye to unfulfilled dreams. I send them waiting in the wings. Took all my love for granted, but you got what you wanted. Yeah, you lied so openly. Shangri-La's burning tonight. I wonder who's holding you tight.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.